We are in Sarasota, and there is a homeless camp right in front of us.
Corey.
Corey, man, where are you originally from?
I'm from Massachusetts originally, from Boston.
Boston. What brought you to Florida?
Family,
Cool. How long have you been in Florida? Most of your life?
since '89. Yeah, I
Gotcha.
pretty much grew up here.
Okay. So, what brought you to homelessness?
I got rear-ended by an illegal Mexican girl, and she didn't have any insurance or anything, and I was in a wheelchair for almost 2 years, and basically lost everything, and I finally got a disability, and it doesn't even cover. I can't even find a room for rent or an apartment. Um, I get a little bit of help with the disability, but it doesn't even cover an apartment. So basically, I'm out here in a tent.
Yeah. Um, how long did it take for you to get that disability? It's a process, right?
It took me like 4 years,
Okay.
like 3 4 years. Yeah.
Mm. That person that hit you, was it like a hit and run or?
I was my buddy has like a furniture company, and he asked me to help him deliver a dresser, and we were coming back from Tampa, just sitting there in traffic at a dead stop,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden this girl just plowed into the back of us. She was doing 80 miles an hour, didn't even hit the brakes or anything, and my buddy died.
In
Um,
that same accident.
and that was in the accident with me. We didn't know what happened. We thought like an atomic bomb went off or something. Like I was like knocked out. My foot went through the floor, and I had a double compound pylon fracture. My leg was snapped in half with the bone sticking out, and I had a bone sticking out of my ankle and out the bottom of my foot, and my face was shattered. I woke right before I passed out. My buddy said, "Hey, is my eye crooked?" And his eye was crooked, the one that died. And I woke up in the hospital, and they were saying they wanted to do brain surgery on me. They said my nose bone. There's like a myth: if you punch somebody in the nose, your nose bone pierces your brain, your skull, and hits your brain. Well, that's what happened. I hit my face so hard on the dash, my nose bone pierced my skull into my brain and caused my brain to swell. And they wanted to saw the top of my skull off. They call it peeling your cap off, I guess. This is like, I didn't even know what happened. I woke up in the hospital with the doctors saying, yeah, show me the x-rays with my, they're saying my brain's swelling, and this is the procedure they wanted to do, was saw the top of my skull off. And uh, I refused it
You did a wise thing, yeah?
because I didn't want to look like Frankenstein, like
Yeah.
with staples, and like I was scared. I didn't know what to do, and I asked, what if I didn't do the surgery, and they said I'll have neurological damage, and now I have neurological damage.
Okay. Um, where you said you were in a wheelchair.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about that experience. It's, pain and recovery and going through all
Yeah.
that.
I had to get 2 reconstructive surgeries on my leg. Um, Basically, like a jigsaw puzzle. Uh, they, I got lucky. They said because there weren't any other surgeons experienced enough to do that kind of surgery, and there just happened to be like the number one or number two guy in the country in town doing a surgery, and he picked up my case because he said I'd lose my leg if he didn't do it, nobody else was going to do it.
Hmm.
And so basically they had to put my leg back together like a puzzle, and
Crazy.
it took 2 surgeries, and I was in the hospital for a month, and I got out of the hospital and I lost everything, and yeah, I was homeless in a wheelchair.
You were homeless in the wheelchair.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Before that accident, had you ever been homeless before?
No,
Did you ever think, that your life would just change that quickly from one day to the other?
not really. No,
How did it
no.
feel to be homeless? It wasn't your fault. It was an accident. To be homeless, to be, in a wheelchair. I mean, people start looking at you like, how's that all that?
Well, what bothers me is
Yeah.
because it was a girl that was here illegally, from Mexico. She wasn't even supposed to be here, and I see the border wide open, and from what I hear, they're giving all these people from other countries houses and cars and money, and I heard somebody at a grocery store, the lady, she looked at the person's receipt and it said they had a $30,000 balance on their food card, and the people from like Mexico or something. And it's like, I feel like these people look down on me, and they're getting treated better than I am, and I'm an American. I was born here, and
Gotcha.
I feel like I'm being stepped over, totally,
Um,
completely.
have you ever had people help you since you've been on the streets?
Not really. No.
Like when you
I
were,
don't
did you
really
ever
ask for
you
help.
don't
Like,
panhandle never when you were on the
no, I
wheelchair?
don't panhandle. No.
How do you survive then? What were you doing when you were in a wheelchair?
Well, disability now. Like, I get a little bit of money every month, and if it wasn't for that, I was gonna commit. You know.
Okay. Um, so that experience that you had changed your perspective on people from other countries?
Yeah, I mean, I had my own cleaning company and everything. I was doing good. I had a bunch of accounts. I was cleaning and doing like moving. I started out working for a moving company, and when we moved the people out, they needed the places cleaned. So I started cleaning the places, and I ended up getting an LLC, and I started my own little company. And that's when that happened with that accident.
Okay.
So I lost my company. I lost my vehicle, my home. I lost everything. I was doing really good.
Okay.
You know?
Did you finish high school?
Yes,
Okay. Do you ever go to college?
I did. Yes.
What do you study in college?
Electronics and science. I was a electronics technician for like 10 years.
Okay. But now you are in Sarasota.
Mexicans took my job
All right.
because I was asking $25 an hour because, I'm a certified electronics technician, and they're like,
Yeah.
well, why would we pay you $25 when we could pay a Mexican $9? And basically that made me stop doing electronics. I don't even want to do electronics anymore because of that. And I went to college and everything.
So you say you've watched my videos before, right?
Yep.
Gotcha. You ever watch the female interviews where I ask them? I usually ask everybody who if you received a lot of help, and a lot of the females say that most of the people that help them are actually like Spanish people help them a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's Spanish people.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's the system that's set up to bring these people here, because I know they're just doing it for votes. I'm not saying if it's Spanish or Chinese or anybody, it's people here from other countries are getting treated better than I am, and I'm an American. I was born here. Not any national.
Yeah, my
Doesn't
wife-
matter if they're Mexican or black
Yeah.
or it's you see all these people here from India or whatever. They have all the stores, all the corner stores. They own every single corner store. Why is that? I heard the government gives them like money for businesses. They completely set them up, and they're not doing anything for the American. I feel like they're looking at us like we're trash, and we're the ones that set everything up. We set up everything. The banking system. We invented like 90% of the inventions: electricity, the automobile, computers, the cell phone, the telephone, the health care, us white people, and not just white Americans, but white males, and we're being treated like we're scumbags, like we're racist slave traders, but we're the ones that set up this whole system. And I think people are just want what we have. Like, that's what it is. They want what we created, and so they're trying to make us look like we're the bad guy.
Yeah. I've interviewed guys on my YouTube channel that are part of like the Aryan Brotherhood.
And I'm not racist at all. Like,
Okay.
I'm not racist.
I would say
I just don't like people saying that I'm without even knowing me, that I'm
Yeah.
an evil white person.
No, of course not. So I've interviewed guys that are AB. That's an actual game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of being white. I'm like the whitest person.
But check it out. Those guys that I've interviewed that are in those groups, when they end up homeless,
I don't hate. That's the thing. That's
Yeah.
the difference between me.
right? But see, those people that are in those groups, when they end up homeless, they end up having to make friendships with black people and
Yeah,
everybody, because
and-
out here, see, the problem is
It has actually, and like I'm not racist at all. I'm
Yeah.
just talking about the system, like how the system has done us. Like I have friends of all races. I'm not
Gotcha.
racist at all. But I
Yeah.
just feel like the white male is like they're trying to like demonize us, and I don't like it. Because
mean, everybody-
we are like the most helpful. We help more people than anybody.
Yeah. I
And
feel like-
and what about all the countries we've helped and all the people we've helped? Like, so what about all the good things we've done?
Mhm.
You know, instead of people looking at all the bad things we've done, which haven't been a lot. We've just tried to protect ourselves, you know.
Don't you think that black people and Mexicans can almost feel the same way though? I mean, everybody's going through it here.
Everybody can. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, I feel how I feel right now is probably how
You're
like the Africans felt when they were slaves or something. You know, like
yeah.
how they were kind of demonized a little bit. You know, and
Yeah, of course.
I kind of feel that I feel that right now. You know,
Yeah.
but us white people, we haven't done anything wrong. You know, like we've tried to help. You know, but it's just we're under a microscope. You know, we're at, you know. Of course, people are going to try to make us look bad because they want what we have, you know.
All right. So
It's
understand-
replacement theory. They're trying to replace us. That's all it is.
I can understand how your life experience, like, I'll give you an example. You know, if you watch my show, you know I was in a wheelchair.
You were?
Yeah, I wasn't. No, I wasn't a walker. I refused the wheelchair.
I was in a walker too.
Yeah, I
in like
refused
one
the
of those
wheelchair.
knee scooter things.
The doctors that left me in a wheelchair was a white guy.
Mm-hmm.
It never once crossed my mind to make the connection between. I looked at it as a piece of crap doctor
Mm-hmm.
and a piece of crap lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really
Look
notice,
at the race thing.
The race thing never really crossed my mind that the hotel that hurt me.
I'm not gonna lie. The
Yeah.
system, what's going on right now,
Yeah.
it is making me a little bit racist.
No, it will
You
because
know?
like you've experienced.
Like I go into like a Walgreens or a Walmart now
Mm-hmm.
and everything, and it's all like I'm like the only white person in there, and I feel like everybody's looking at me like I'm like the evil white person. And it's
So-
like we started all
Yeah.
if it wasn't for us white people, everybody'd still in huts and shooting girls with bows and arrows and.
How much
Yeah.
time do you spend watching like Fox News in a day or like news networks?
Well, I don't watch any of like CNN.
Like,
I don't watch CNN or anything. I don't watch any Democrats. I'm a Republican. I watch
Gotcha.
just Republican.
How much
stuff.
time a day do you spend listening to like Republican
I
radio?
search. I hunt for stuff. You know,
Okay.
I'm a seeker. I seek for the truth. You know, that's what I'm a seeker. You know, I search. You know, and I'm so glad that Trump won because I hope he's going to make everything back to normal because the Democrats are trying to separate us. They're trying to make everybody racist
Gotcha.
because
So-
they want to collapse the system. So they can start their own communism. The only way for the Democrats' plan to work is to completely collapse the system so they can step in and look like the saviors, you know?
But you spend a lot of time listening to Republican radio.
Mm-hmm.
I want to guess. Have you
I
thought
do.
maybe just back in like you live in Sarasota,
Sorry,
right?
I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes.
Oh, me too. I feel you. So you live in Sarasota. This is a diverse area. You got black, you got Hispanic, you got everything. Have you thought about just because I've experienced like I lived in Alabama and I dealt with racism there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're around,
in Boston, I dealt with a lot of racism.
right, Boston's another place.
very racist.
Very racist place.
Like we had the Cambodians come over, like in our neighborhood was like all white, and after the Vietnam War they let in like 2.5 million Vietnamese and into
Gotcha.
our neighborhood. It was dangerous
But
because
now
they
that
let
you-
in all these people from another country that hate us. That's what they're doing. They're letting all these people into this country that hate us, Americans, and I don't like it. This is like our country, you know. It's like I know, like we took the country from whatever the Native Americans they say or whatever. I don't even know. I wasn't alive back then, but this is our country
With you
now.
being,
you know,
respectfully, with you being homeless, why does politics preoccupy so much of your mind? I mean, like,
because I feel like that's the reason I'm homeless right now.
so, am I-
Like
it-
Trump
yeah.
says, America. Like these are these Mexican guys that got money from the government. I heard they got like 30 grand a piece, and they're buying all these race cars. You hear them racing up and down. There's a bunch of like gangs around here now and stuff, and it wasn't like that. And it's because of the Democrats. They let everybody into the country that hates us. They let all these people in that hate Americans.
So what I'm hearing right now is that you're just, and I'm respectfully, right? I feel like you're just repeating everything you hear on the TV or on the phone, and you haven't
I
really.
see it with my own eyes,
Right.
you know, and I'm not trying to be, and I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just saying what
No,
I'm
not-
seeing
I'm
going
not saying
on.
you are. Look, I've
And-
been in your
and,
situation.
You know,
I've been in your situation. I lived in Alabama, and it turned me into a very hateful person.
it's like I feel like because I'm a white male that I'm like people look at me all like evil and stuff, and I don't like it. You know,
Yeah.
when like I'm a Christian. I try to help everybody. You know, and it's like I get looked at like I'm an evil person, and I'm not. You know, I'm a good person.
So let me give you something. I'm a YouTuber, right?
Yep.
November 5th during the election, YouTube's revenue dropped by about half. So I went from making $200 a day, let's say, to making $100. My income just dropped in half.
How did that happen?
I don't know, but advertisers maybe, right?
Well, it's because of the system. The Democrats,
Okay,
they're trying to. We're supposed to have freedom of speech, and they're not. They're trying to take that away from us.
It's advertising, but now I got to work harder or find something else in the meantime, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go blame Trump because of that. So I feel like you're putting blame on politics, but in reality,
I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying it hasn't helped. You know.
No, they're not going to help if you're homeless and you're poor, and it doesn't matter if you're black, white,
but
Chinese.
I feel like
they don't
you
care
know,
about.
like my whole life I've seen like in Boston with the Vietnamese, they come here and they hate us, and and then now I feel like they're letting in all these other countries. They're letting all these people in that hate us, that hate me, you know, and I don't like it, you know. They're like I said, they're trying to take what we have. They want what we have. And it's like it's gonna start a war, I think. You know.
Would you like to meet people from those places? I got friends from everywhere. Would you like to meet them, have dinner with them, and just sit down with them, kind of? Because what happens is
I've waited tables and bartended in a lot of like Mexican restaurants and stuff, and I have a lot of, I habla español, you know.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of Mexican friends, and a lot of them feel the same way too. You know, like they're here legally and everything, and they're being stepped over also by people. They let like 30 million people into this country. The borders wide open. People bringing all the. Who's bringing? The Mexicans. You know, they're bringing kilos, and they know it's going to kill at least one person. So they're bringing all the. It killed all my friends.
Right.
Like 50% of my generation is dead because.
But see, the thing about drug addiction is that's a choice. Nobody did a Mexican ever force you to take it?
But they know they're bringing it here, and they know it's going to kill people, and that makes them bad.
I know if I walk out on that road, brother, I might get hit by a car. So you know what I do? I don't walk out on that road.
Yeah, but there's also people that are like smoking pot, and they think they're just smoking pot, and there's fentanyl in it,
it's laced.
or meth
but,
or whatever.
But if you don't smoke at all,
yeah, but
they're not putting
and I get it. Yeah. And I'm not trying to be racist, my friend.
No, you're
like
good,
I
feel
good. Like you're a good guy. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just telling you what I'm experiencing.
See, the thing is, like, I don't want to label you. What I want to do is I want to understand.
And don't put like, oh, evil, racist, white guy, homeless, like, because I'm not.
No, you're not,
I'm not
bro.
like that at all.
I've interviewed.
I feel like
I've interviewed Hell's Angels.
The system. It's the system that's doing it. I feel like.
Brother, I've interviewed Aryan Brotherhood, Hell's Angels. All those types of people, and they're friends with me today. We don't have a problem. I'm not going to do that to you. But what I want you to do is I want you to understand that perhaps, you know, not everybody, like with the drug addiction, for example, nobody's forcing you to take those stuff. Like, if you die from an overdose, you went
But
out
I'm just saying, these people are bringing 100 kilos of. And that's enough to kill the United States.
They could bring 1 billion kilos.
1 kilo can kill 500,000 people.
But not 1 gram of it's going to be in my house.
But I know, but I'm just saying, who's bringing it here?
I don't care who's bringing it. I'm not going to consume it.
I do. This is my country, and it's killing my friends. And it's killing my people.
Right.
You know, I think it's an act of war, I feel like.
Right.
You know?
Have you ever consumed illicit narcotics?
Have I?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm just saying what's going on with the open border thing, you know.
But see, the thing about addiction and death and overdoses.
I really don't want to get into that. We're getting negative. I don't want to be negative.
All right, man.
You know,
what are your dreams and aspirations? Do you see yourself? I mean, you're improved a little bit. You're not in the wheelchair anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to get healthy and find a normal place to live, and you know,
that new law,
and be happy. I just want to be happy. That's all. I just want to be healthy and happy, and I want my country to be happy. I feel like my country's hurting right now, and I don't like it.
The whole world, really, brother. It's not just this country. The whole world's a mess.
Yeah.
People come here because it's better.
We have problems of our own, and like all these other countries are asking us for help, and it's like we need to help ourselves before we help.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got them giving hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine, and we don't even know those people, man. You know, they're talking about how bad they have it. Look at us, man. We're struggling too, man. Right. You know, like like Trump says, America first, and we need to take care of Americans and America.
So-
I feel like, you know.
Right. You saw that new law that came in Florida for the homeless, where they're going to arrest people for sleeping.
I mean, I guess that's I don't know. I've heard that for years, you know. Like, so, you know.
I mean, either way, Republican or Democrat, neither one of them have done anything about homelessness to help you guys that are out here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get help, and
Yeah.
like, you know, and I wasn't trying to get all negative. Please don't put me on there like,
No,
hey,
you're
evil,
good.
negative
Hey.
race. I'm just telling you what
No.
I'm seeing, you know.
No, we're having this conversation
Like,
that we're having right now
you know.
is a conversation that people have all over. I got friends. I got friends that are rednecks, man, and we go fishing together.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with what they say, but we're friends.
And I'm trying not to be racist, you know. I'm trying not to be, you know.
I understand that what you experienced with your accident could turn you that way, because I personally have been in that situation, but it takes time. You have to heal that, because what happens is you're going to become resentful, and eventually it's going to start to bother you, and then you know you got to start fixing that, and instead of feeding that, you got to fix it, because
Yeah.
it's eventually it's going to swallow you up, man. And I've been there.
It is. It's bothering me.
Yeah.
You know, like what's going on is bothering me a lot. It's
Yeah.
it's worrying me, you know.
Right.
And like I want, you know, peace and everything, you know.
Yeah.
I just feel like, you know, the government's crooked, and they're trying to make everybody hate each other, you
Gotcha.
know.
Well, I appreciate your time, and next time I come through here, I'll say hello to you and say what's up. I don't consider, just because we don't agree on something, that doesn't mean we can't see eye to eye on friendship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
And like I said, I think you're a good person.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, and you know, I wasn't trying to.
No, I really enjoyed that we
Yeah.
had this conversation.
I'm trying to get my
Yeah.
word out, like how I feel, what I see, what's going on.
Gotcha.
You know.
I actually am glad that we had this conversation, because it's on a lot of people's minds, and a lot of people are afraid to talk about it. You have had traumatic experiences that can make you feel that way, but now you have to find it in your heart to give people forgiveness, despite what they've done to you, because they're gone and they're left, and they're it's only it's bothering you.
Stop bringing hundreds of kilos of and trying to kill all my people, like, and you know, that's what. And I'm just saying that into the
Yeah.
camera, you know, like people I know that they're coming here, and they need money, so the cartels, and they're forcing them to bring the stuff here, but they don't have to bring it here. They know when they're bringing the stuff, people are gonna die.
Right.
you
But
know?
what is the only solution to not dying from an overdose?
Stop bringing it here.
Stop consuming it, brother.
Stop bringing it here too. You know, like, you know.
But even if they bring it,
I mean, there's guns, and you know, it's
Yeah.
you know.
you're not forced to take. I mean, consumption is a personal
Yeah,
choice.
but you know, people like are gonna do drugs, and if the only thing around that's gonna kill you, you know, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, my advice would be, if you don't do drugs, you'll never worry about an overdose, you know?
I'm talking about all
Yeah.
the people that have died in my life. I can't tell them it's too late. They're already gone.
Oh, I know,
You know
man.
what I mean? So
I try to help people that are on the streets to get away from addiction and find hobbies and stuff.
and now I
because-
feel like you're gonna like make me
No,
all
you're
negative
good,
and
man.
stuff. Like I'm the demon and shit. You know?
You think I
It's
do
like,
that?
I don't know, man. Like
Look-
I
look-
hope
look-
I hope not.
you think I do that to you?
I hope not.
Nah, brother.
You
Look
know?
me in the eye, bro. No way, brother. I'm glad that we're having this conversation, and I'll edit parts of the video out, make it nicer. I'm glad. I'm not mad at you. I understand why you feel that way because of your life experiences. You know what I mean? I understand it, but I do want you to heal from it. I don't want you to
Yeah,
keep,
I do too. Like
yeah.
I would like to marry a Mexican girl or something. Like
Yeah.
I don't have any hate towards anybody. It's
Yeah.
it's the system that's bothering me.
Gotcha.
You know, it's like, you know, it's
Yeah.
you know.
I really appreciate your time, but let's get out of here. It's getting late. I really appreciate. I'm not gonna paint you as a bad person. I'm actually glad that we're having this conversation, because I feel like this conversation needs to be had.
It does.
It does.
That's why I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Unfortunately, the people in government.
We're not evil white people. Like
No.
they're trying to make us all out.
You know, my wife's from Michigan, right?
No.
My wife's American, and my family. A lot of people in my family were very upset that I married a white girl, but that's what I wanted for me. So I really appreciate your time, and don't think that you're going to be depicted as an evil person. I actually appreciate that you're being honest and talking about what's bothering you, because now it opens a window for conversation about it.
Yeah, I want to get it out there. You know?
Thanks you for your time, man.
Yeah.